Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Hey, look at that. We both started on this side of the camera.
We have a really special guest behind the camera today.
We do. Special guest director,
Yes.
Kaylee Kaufman. Everybody say hi, Kaylee.
They can't see her, but
Okay.
she's back there,
Anyways,
I promise.
Trust me, she's back there. My niece has stepped in as director and producer of ShortSalePowerHour.com.
Hopefully by the end of this episode, she'll recognize that you should be kicked off the show, and this should be my show. Short Sale Power Hour, FredWeaver.com.
Actually, she doesn't even like you because you're a Suns fan.
Whatever. On to other news.
So, anyways, ShortSalePowerHour.com, as I was saying, brought to you by Group 4610, myself, Fred Weaver, Arizona's premier short sale team, most sued short sale team, funniest short sale team, handsome short sale team. What are some of the other words we've got?
I don't know. Can we get on to the episode?
No, I'm trying to think of the other word. Charming. Charming was the word we got.
Yes.
Most charming short sale team in Arizona.
So, hey, anyway, it's Mindset Monday today.
It is.
And you know what? I'm going to just talk about the mindset of success, Kevin.
Let's do it.
I guess we could describe this another way, but you and I described to some of our viewers who watch daily a week or two ago that we're back in the trenches negotiating even more short sales than normal.
More so than ever.
We've taken on more files, and we've got somebody else on our team doing a little bit more lead generation because our files needed a reinvigoration of life and closings.
Reinvigoration, I love that word.
How do you like that? So I know, Kevin, that in the last 3 weeks, probably closer to 2.5 since you and I have taken over, we have put out 16 or 17 short sales approved.
That's not bad.
That's over one a day.
You know what's funny is you told me that earlier today, and I had no idea the number was that high.
Yeah,
I knew it was high.
because it's really high.
I knew it was that high.
Like-
I just knew it was high.
And we're not here to make you all feel like, these guys are awesome. I'm just sharing with you that there is a mindset of success that Kevin and I take in every short sale
absolutely.
transaction
The mindset
that has
of-
produced those 16 or
Yeah, and
17.
the mindset of absolutely this file is going to be approved, and actually, absolutely it'll be approved the way I want it to be approved when it will be approved. Here's part of the deal. I think what happens when you become speakers, like we've kind of morphed into, if you will, over the last few years, and really in the last 6 months, traveled a whole lot more than before,
Yep.
and spoke a whole lot more than before. People are going, well, do you really do that? And a lot of people kind of question us during class, well, like, why are you doing this task and why are you doing that? And, well, I already know this and I already know that. But I'll challenge you because we do exactly what we teach. There's nothing that we teach in our class that we don't do in our own business. And when we come home and we do it, we produce results like 16 agreement notices or 16 short sale approvals scheduled for closing in a 2.5 to 3 week period. That's pretty good, in my opinion. I'll take those results all day long.
Oh, yeah. And we got a couple more that are
let's-
already slated for next week.
Let's face it, there's already 3 or 4 more scheduled to go out next week.
Yeah. So, again, this is not an episode of Great Kevin and Fred, pat yourself on the
Nothing
back.
to
What
do
I
about
want
that.
you guys to know is that we jumped into some files that we had some other people on our team working, and literally Kevin and I just looked at them, and I didn't accept defeat on some of these files. There were some files that weren't in pretty spots. Now, there were some other ones that just needed a little bit of work, but the idea is that literally I look at my files and I go, I'm going to get this thing approved, and in my head I start playing games. I'm going to get it approved in 2 weeks. I'm going to get this done by this time. And I start seeing like deadlines and success and places and I like little benchmarks, if you will, that I'm going to hit.
Yes.
And you know what? I've got Friday's episode. If you watched last week's episode on Friday, we talked about a commission dispute that I won.
Yeah.
I just won another one today. Today actually is Friday. You're watching this on Monday. I just won another one today. And I even thought that I wouldn't win it, if you will, until next week because I got turned down by the negotiator and their manager, who I think kind of likes me, but she still turned me down. And so I went to her manager, who usually really
Now, let's face it, she normally doesn't
like me, but I was very kind and I went in and presented the facts, which is what we teach. Don't get emotional about it.
Right.
Here's the facts.
Absolutely.
Your BPO is like X amount. My offer is actually 5% higher than your BPO. I'm netting you almost 95% of your BPO. There's barely any HOA fees on here. I'm asking you to pay me 6% commissions. And what happened? We won it again.
Boom, there you go.
It's a mindset, guys, of not quitting, not being apathetic or
Can I
not.
say, it's
not,
a mindset of imposing your will.
Yeah, and a lot of people hear that and they go, ooh. We're just saying there's an aggressive, dominant way to impose your will that doesn't involve running people over
I'm
or
not saying,
demeaning them.
I'm not saying run
It's
people over.
working through the crappy system, if I can say
The
it that way.
minutia, as
The
Coach would
minutia
say.
inside the bank.
Yeah.
And dominating that to get your approval.
Well, here's the deal. If you don't dominate that, if you don't impose your will, what happens? You have a seller on the other end who loses out because you're not willing to take a dominant stance.
Yep.
And when you're not willing to take a dominant stance, you got to get out of the short sale business because people are dependent on you. Their financial futures and lives are dependent on what you do and whether or not you can accomplish it. You know what? I had somebody, an agent today, tell me that they told me about some problems they had come up at home when dealing with a short sale file. In fact, the day of the foreclosure sale, and they decided not to get the short sale postponed. And I was explaining to this person that when you take on a client in a short sale, you have to put that person's need in front of your own.
Yeah.
They're even more important than your family contractually for that day. They absolutely are. And when you don't impose your will and do that, you're average like everybody else. And let's face it, if you're going to close short sales, you can't be average like everybody else.
Absolutely
It just doesn't work.
Yep. I'm going to leave you with this last tip today on Mindset Monday. When a negotiator asks you for something, get it to them ASAP.
Quickly.
Like, literally quickly. I think that's been a lot of the success in the last couple weeks is literally the first week we came back from our big Europe vacation. I probably worked way more hours than I should have. But last week I was in Northern California the entire week. This week I've been ready to go to San Diego. And what's happened, Kevin, is that all these approvals keep coming in because I was really intense one week, and then I just did the, what I'll say, consistent, steady
that's what we teach.
Follow-up.
Be strong up front, be on it, and then I'm not saying coast, but then it gets a lot easier.
It's easier. Yep. So, anyway, let's wrap it up. This has been a long episode, and the producer's back there going like this.
She's like telling us to cut for minutes
now. And I don't know what that is. So
hopefully this is small enough to fit on YouTube.
Yeah, we better get it. Close it up. So you ready to go, buddy?
Let's go.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Short sale power hour. Short sale power hour. Crush it.